Today we're taking a look at an unseen Viper model from the Battlestar Galactica series, one that is a hybrid of Cylon and human technology. In fact, we're covering the Viper Mark XIII. Yes, I did say 13. Small spoiler for Battlestar Galactica Season 3 onward. So without further ado... So what on Earth is the Viper and where does it fit into the greater BSG lore? Originally, the Viper Mark XIII was supposed to be the fighter that Starbuck eventually returned to Galactica in, but that was scrapped due to tightening budgets and a change of backstory direction. More on that later. So, in the end, they decided to go with Starbuck flying the Viper Mark II, mainly since they already had a full-size model of it, hence saving money. That does unfortunately make the Viper non-canon, but it was just a hair's width away from becoming it. That does raise many questions as to how a hybrid Viper could have existed, and to that we turn to the path not chosen by the writers. Now this would have had the still unexplored 13th tribe playing a bigger role in Starbuck's return, and thusly the Viper's mark would have been 13 as well, naturally. The 13th tribe, being a human-esque society of Cylons, would have led to its unique design, with elements incorporated from both ends of the technology spectrum. Next, I'm going to take an educated guess and analyze the design of the fighter and the basics of its capabilities. First off, it takes a few aesthetic elements from Cylon Raiders, specifically ridges along the underside of the engine assemblies. General aesthetics seem to be that of First War era Raiders, including a certain amount of grey boxiness to it, such as the block shape of the air intakes, as opposed to the normal Colonial Viper's own circular design. And of course the chrome covering the belly of the fighter is a huge callback to the original Cylons. Besides the Cylon half, it also takes two major design inspirations from the barely seen Colonial Air Force Vipers, as seen only in Caprica's virtual world, but is considered canon nonetheless. These Air Force jets are purely atmospheric, as is shown by their lack of RCS thrusters, which would make maneuvering in space impossible. The first major similarity is one of the most obvious, are the forward swept wings, which would aid in high maneuverability in lower speed atmospheric combat. Second major similarity is the twin miniguns mounted in the airframe in front of the cockpit. That is consistent with modern fighters, and unlike that of any other conventional model of Viper starfighter, which have theirs embedded on their wings, usually the leading edge. However, it would still be a full-blown starfighter, as is evident from its 3 engines and RCS as is usual for other space-bound Vipers, but it is also optimized for combat within the atmosphere as well. Overall, it would have at least equal handling to that of an advanced Viper like the Mark VII when it came to dogfighting in space. But the Mark XIII would far surpass any other Viper in atmospheric combat, which they oftentimes would only perform an adequate job at, with the Mark XIII being a true air superiority fighter as well as a space superiority fighter. The fighter would have easily been the single deadliest fighter fielded by either side of the Second Cylon War. So what do you guys think of this unseen beast of a fighter? Should they have included in the show? If you'd like to see more videos like this, go ahead and comment below. Thanks for watching today's video, I certainly hope you enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe for more content, and remember, this was your first pass at the Viper Mark XIII.